What's good, everybody? My name is Machiavelli, and last week JID dropped his album Got Dust Like Ugly, and people are saying it's a flop. The sales came in a few days ago, first week sales, and it sold 34,000 units. And a lot of people say it's a flop. A lot of people, they actually say it's pretty good for JID. And to give my opinion, I believe it's actually pretty good, to be honest. And I mean, JID's pretty big at this point. He has, if you want to use the metrics of like monthly listeners and like subscribers and shit like that, he got 21 million monthly listeners on Spotify. You know what I'm saying? Of course, we know that doesn't convert to actual sales or nothing, but keep in mind that the album didn't have any crazy rollout. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think the rollout was a little bit lazy, to be honest. I mean, he did release the Prelux thing, that he released like a small EP of the album with a few songs in it. But just releasing music from the album, I think it's like the most bare bones thing you could do. I mean, you have to do it. You have to show us a teaser of it. But, I mean, it's just so basic, It's not like the clips that the motherfuckers were everywhere. They were like on press. They were on podcasts. They were on everywhere. They had an interview with everybody, every media, every, commentator in hip-hop. They were with them. Every radio station, Spotify, streaming services, news outlets, influencers, personalities, you name it. They were with everybody. But what was JID? He was just dropping the music, and that was it. He went on Dreamville stage saying, hey, like, I got this album coming up. Then he went and dropped a couple singles, dropped the Prelux thing, and that was it, bro. Like, the only one that spoke a lot, the people like caught on, was like the Eminem joint, and it was mostly about Eminem instead of JID. Dreamville didn't put much promo into it, and bro, it sold 34K. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's crazy. Even comparing with like somebody like Metro, he has of course, we already know about the project. It's very, very niche, but bro, it got names Future, 21 Savage, Lil Baby, Waka Flocka. It got so much people in it, you know what I'm saying? And it had all the promo in the world. It had it had this single, and then it had billboards all over. Everybody was talking about it. It was like posted for like a few weeks before release, something like that. And the album just sold 22,000 copies, bro. Somebody like JID, the motherfucker, just drops like that, that's crazy. And go 34, I think that's crazy. And somebody like JID, if you want to like categorize somebody like JID, he's not your average mainstream rapper. He's not a Future, he's not a 21, he's not a Lil Baby, he's not a Thug, you know what I'm saying? He's more leaning towards the conscious rap. You know what I'm saying? The Dreamville sound, he's leaning more towards that, more conservative hip hop, if you want to put it that way. And somebody at that, in that category, which I'm going to talk about it later, but I'm pretty sure JID has the capability of being a big three, or being one of the runner-ups for it. I'm going to talk about that later, but the fact that a rapper of his style is making 34,000 units, that's just incredible. Like, to me, it's a win. Add to that, they didn't have a rollout. The Clips had one of the best album rollouts, probably the best album rollout of this, the 2020s, of this decade. And they went on and sold 113,000 units, which is crazy, because if you measure it by metrics, their Spotify numbers of the Clips, like, it's 3 times less than what JID got. JID got like 21, and the Clips got like 7 million around that number. But yeah, bro, it's like, with a fan base smaller, you're making more sales. So we cannot use that metric as a predictor of how many albums you're gonna sell. So that means album rollouts do matter. So imagine if there was an album rollout for JID, Imagine if we put some marketing money in it, we made some press about it, you know what I'm saying? Like, it was like he will go back and forth with somebody, he released a single, couple singles, 3 singles, bro, it would have been crazy. I think the only single he dropped was like the one with Eminem, you know what I'm saying? And everybody was talking about Eminem, but bro, to be honest, like, something at this level, because the album is amazing, bro. The album is so solid. The concept is beautiful. The production is beautiful. The rap's better than ever before. I don't like it more than the Forever Story. It's a new album still, so it has to grow a little bit more on me. But upon first listens, it's not on that level. You know, it's not on the Forever Story. But it is, you know, amazing, bro. It is pretty good. The thing about it is that it has so much potential for JID. That's what I got for of this album. You know, he has a couple joints in there, like some poppy records. That just shows how versatile this guy is. The only thing that is holding him back, in my opinion, is his style of rap. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's just too complicated. He's too fast. He's too technical. If he finds a way to numb it down the way Kendrick has found to numb it down, I believe he has the ability and the potential to be up there with the Drakes, with the Coles, and with the Kendricks in terms of numbers. You know, if he finds a way to find that sweet spot between being, you know, technically good, lyrically good, but at the same time being commercial and digestible, I think that he has every single characteristic to go and blow up, in my opinion. But I hope with the Metro album, because he just announced he has an album with Metro Boomin coming up, I hope that album really makes him find that sweet spot. Because of course we know if you want to hit nowadays, you go to Metro. You know, he's the number one motherfucker for that. And JID, you know, he needs to find, you know, a hit. He needs to find a pocket to make, you know, a song digestible. Because he has the content. He has the substance to make somebody fall in love with him. But by making it that he could get everybody, if he makes it digestible, he could get more people on, and, you know, they could seduce him into hip hop. Because I categorize hip hop in two different ways. You got your rappers that will introduce you to the culture, and the rappers that are only people once you enter into the culture. You know what I'm saying? There's no, you know, rapper super lyrical that fans of rap won't like. You know what I'm saying? You have to know about it. It's so niche. You need to be introduced by somebody else to hip hop, and then you go and find this person. You know what I'm saying? It's like MF Doom. MF Doom, you don't know him. You don't stumble on him like randomly. You know, you have to find him. It's a niche. Rock Marciano, you know, Freddie Gibbs. It's like, these people are not everywhere. You know what I'm saying? You gotta know about them. It's niche. And I think JID is in that spot right now. But I think he has everything and the potential to be one of the motherfuckers that introduce people to hip hop, you know, and then convert them, you know, into fans. You know what I'm saying? To be honest, I really hope this guy really manages to blow off. But there's one thing that is like kind of like, you know, people get icky about. The motherfucker's 34 years old, bro. He's 4 years younger than Kendrick, you know, and Kendrick is supposed to be old. Like, there's no 34-year-old motherfucker running around, you know, being the face of the culture. Never in history. Of course, right now it's different because we're going through some weird times. People haven't changed, or the big three hasn't changed in the 2010s. But, I mean, it's normal now, but it never was. You know, we were not going to put a new superstar up there. It's weird to put somebody in there being like more than 30 years old, bro. But, you know, it's just what it is. It's the age. It's the way the game has changed with streaming, and all this shit is new to the culture. You know, it's like less than 10 years old, probably a little more than 10 years, but it's still new, you know. But this is the changes that we're seeing. It's transitioning from being a young man's game to the old man's game. It's taking a little bit more time to people to mature. It's taking a little bit more time to people to actually find our artists. You know, even though we are in a world of like social media and you got everything in your fingertips, it's still hard because there's so much shit. You know what I'm saying? It's an echo chamber that ignores a lot of things, and, you know, it just shows you what it wants to show you. And it's good because, you know, if you're a fan of something, you could really be a fan of it, but that at the same time, you lose everything else. You're only seeing that. You know, you close your mind, and that's your world. Your preferences become your world, and you become so close-minded about anything else that's not from that. You know, so I think it's a double-edged sword, but I think JID has the potential to really go and blow up and be, you know, even Kendrick Lamar level, be J. Cole level. You know, I really rooting for the guy because he can rap better than anybody, in my opinion. He's up there, top 5, if not top 3, bro. But dynamic-wise, you know, he just got it. And he got the musicality in him, too. He just needs to perfect that shit. This new album showed it to me. You know, he's from Atlanta. Atlanta is always throughout history. They put the music first and then the lyrics. it's not like New York. New York is always lyrics, then the music, you know. But with Atlanta, that's why Atlanta became the sound of trap, and everybody's doing what Atlanta's doing, because it's more musical, it's more digestible, you know. It's more clubby, it's more simple. You could sing to it, you know, you could vibe to it. That's why Atlanta became so big and hip hop became so universal, because it's like that, you know. Music, when you don't understand language, let's say motherfucker from, I don't know, France, he don't know English, but he won't understand what you're saying, but he could feel the music, you know. So that's what Atlanta did that really captured everybody, because it got the music first. And JID is a prime example of that. He even says that he doesn't like lyrical rappers, and that's the category or the style of rap he does, you know. So it's just a matter of perfecting, you know, your skill set, a matter of like finding that pocket and finding that commercial, you know, appeal to you, because you already got the back end developed, bro. You just need that little perfection sweet spot in there, and you done. And you could go to the moon, bro. So yeah, bro, this album is not a flop. Commercially, some people could see it that way. I personally don't, but putting the sales aside, this album just showed me that JID got all the potential to be one of the biggest artists in the world. And I don't know who said this shit. I think it was Professor Scott or something like that. This man is the two-man outcast. He's Andre 3000, Big Boy in one. You know, Andre was the artistic, creative guy. He had like these out of crazy flows. You know, he was the more experimental guy. You know, he would make music that like, he would rap on like a poppy beat. You know what I'm saying? He would sing. He would go use, you know, other types of sonics, you know, and then Big Boy would come and keep it traditional. He would come and keep it hip hop. But JID could do both. And he don't need nobody else, you know. He could hop in a feature with Kali Uchis or whoever and sound good, and he could hop in a feature with Offset that is like trap, sound perfectly fine. He could go in Cole that is super, you know, lyrical, super like, you know, conscious, and he could nail it, you know. He could go with Eminem, motherfuckers doing lyrical exercises on the song. He could really do it, you know. So I think he's a chameleon. He could adapt to everything, but if he adjusts the rap, make it a little slower, make it a little bit more digestible, make it more, you know, simple for the average person to get into it, I think the guy just goes to the moon, bro. And I hopefully he does. He announced he had a string of albums coming up, so, you know, I'm rooting for him. You know, this is just a start probably for his ascent. He's been in the game for 8 years, but I'm pretty sure right now we're gonna see him blow up, and that's hopefully what happens, bro. Hip-hop needs a motherfucker like this, and, you know, we'll see what plays out, man. But that was everything for me. That's my 2 cents in JID, and hopefully you got something out of this video, man. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.